And we go. Okay, so firstly I just want to apologise for that rattling. That is my laptop making all that noise. So this is a Resolume AlphaLive tutorial. If I go open up AlphaLive and create a brand new project. Now if you select the silver button there, you select all the pads there. But what I want to do is set them all to MIDI, and then when you go around each gap you can highlight them. So if you highlight that particular row and then Shift that next row and the next row, and I'm going to put them on a chromatic scale just by double clicking chromatic right there. And these are all the notes that are going to be for these top three rows. Then I'll do the same for that row, shift again that row, and this time I'm going to position them a bit higher up on the keyboard, so there, and then double click it again. So now I've got all these different pads on different notes. So when I open up Resolume, I've got Resolume Arena here. I've got these clips preloaded on here already, so quite cool generic stuff. A couple of things of my own. Anyway, so what I want to do is I want to assign each visual to a pad. So this is what I've done earlier. So I'm going to click on this one. And on the AlphaSphere, I'm gonna activate it like that, and then I'm gonna click on the next one, and then on the next one. Going to continue that, so I'm going to spread them out. So I'm going to have the top three on these three, second three on these three here, and the third one's on this three here. Or however, this, I'm just doing this now as an example, and then you can just do it as you please. So now when I activate first pad, you'll be able to see on the screen right there the actual output. I've actually got it set up on the projector, which you can kind of see if the lighting will let me. It's pretty bright, but you get the idea, basically. So when I activate a different pad, it comes on in how it should do. Obviously you've got, that's the top layer, then you've got your second layer, so you bring in the other layer there. Fairly straightforward. Then obviously the third layer, which looks a little bit frantic. However you want to do it, really. So okay, so that's how you map clips onto AlphaLive, to how to set it up on the AlphaSphere. Now to modulate effects, so when you click on, let's click on this one, which is quite cool. You go into the effects panel here. So let's go for we'll give it a glitch effect. So I've already done one here actually, when I was trying to figure out how to do things. So when I've got my glitch effect here, I'll turn the opacity down so then you can introduce it like that. So that's one thing we're going to do. So to do that, we go back into AlphaLive, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this big pad here, which is right in front of, always remember, number 17 is always the front, so you're always looking at, that's always your first pad that comes towards you. So I'm going to click on there, and notice on the, over here you've got different options. So A, it's a MIDI mode. B, these are all your different settings on how to do your trigger settings. So you've got your standard mode, your toggle mode, your latch mode, and your trigger mode. They're mainly for musical purposes, but there are ways of exploring. So I encourage people to explore. So I'm gonna go on the pressure settings. So all the pads are on set to polyphonic and aftertouch by default. Now what I want to do is I want to be able to send a CC message, so I'm going to press that pad there. So that's going to be my CC message pad, and this here is the the CC message. So it's, I'm not really down to 0 to 127. So that's the parameter I'm working on. So I've selected that pad. Just double check it there. Yeah, it's fine. And go back here, and then I want to map that pad. So just double check, yeah, that's fine. And now, when I press it, it modulates it. So it brings it in nice and slow, so you've got so basically you've got complete access to be able to do that quite casually. I'm going to do one more because I think it'll be quite cool to let's see if we can, yeah, let's get the vertical one in there. Oh yeah, make sure you always select the pad to have a CC message as well. Sometimes I forget, so I have to go backwards. 5. Cool. And so because I've set the opacity down, so it was, for me, I need to put the opacity up and then bring in the other one, so then that's how it works together. I'm going to zoom out a little bit just so you can see what I'm doing. In fact, I'm just going to bring it so you can kind of see a little bit. So with the first pad, I'm bringing the effect in with the opacity, and then with the second pad I'm bringing more of a vertical, so I'm actually shaping, I'm now fully in control of that effect in that way. Now if I wanted to work within a certain parameter, the really cool thing is you can set the different effects to do that. So let's go back to the vertical parameter. So with that one, so in AlphaLive, you're working between 0 and 127, like I mentioned. So let's say we wanted to, here you've got the red button, and you bring that one, just drag it down to, let's say 50. So now you're closing that parameter. So then when you go back into Resolume, it automatically brings it in. So now, if you can see, so now the vertical, it's already on 0.09. Sorry, 0.39. So that's what you can. That's how you can bring it in. So then when I bring the effect in, that's what it's all going to be all the time. So you're modulating between that. So you can set the parameter to have its limits. So that's a really cool way of doing it. And just so you can see it even better, we can literally keep it within 78 and 50 here. So you are literally working between those two spaces. As you can see, it only really goes up to there and no more. So it's it's very, very adaptable to how you map things, and that's really how you can set it up to VJ on Resolume. And this is my first tutorial, and there'll be plenty more hopefully. Thanks.